club do you support? Olanari. Olanari, which football club do you support?
Good evening, my dear football lovers. Soccer, as it's called in other parts of the world, and my sincere commiseration to those who don't. Today, I'll be using how fans of football interact with each other to explain different communication styles. Some of my friends and I love to chat over a cup of coffee and a football match when we find the time to. I don't know anything about you guys, but that's one of the ways we unwind when we get the chance. So a few weeks back, Joy and I went to a cafe to catch up. Incidentally, there was a football match on that day that was playing, and so as expected, the cafe was full. We picked up our ordered drinks, we found our way to a comfortable spot, and there we sat. So, Ola, how have you been? Joy, you won't even believe what happened to me yesterday. What happened? So, you know I enjoy walking, right? I love exercising, I love walking. On this particular day, I decided to walk home, and as I was walking, I felt someone was following me. Someone was following you. What happened? Are you safe? Joy, calm down. You need to hear my story. You don't need to interrupt me. Wait. So I was walking, and as I was walking, I kept hearing footsteps. Ola, get to the point already. Joy, wait, don't interrupt me. See, I've forgotten my train of thought. I have to start again. So on this day, I was working, and as I was working, someone was following me. I looked behind, and there was no one. Get to the point. What happened? Calm down. When I turned back, there was no one. You've said that before. Wait, there was no one. And so I kept working, and I kept hearing footsteps behind me. Well, I'll get to the point, okay? So at this point, I looked back, and it was just a cute little dog. Dear Toastmasters and guests, believe it or not, to get to this point, I took 40 minutes that day. And there was Joy dying to know what had happened to me. The more I prolonged the story, the more irritated Joy got. To her, it was mind-boggling. Why was Joy so annoyed? Why was she so frustrated? I was telling my story. The story was mine. And she seemed less interested and more frustrated. But I had to get to the point, telling her exactly how it happened. But she would not just catch it. It reminded me of a football game where teammates are passing the ball and nobody's there to receive it. Winning football games depend on direct and exact communication. Just as we have different communication styles, we have different football teams like Manchester United, Arsenal, Newcastle, so many different teams, so many different clubs. Our communication styles are also different. Now, there are different types I learned during my project. The first is the direct communication style. These communicators are very goal and task oriented. The second type is the initiating communication style. These people are very sociable, they're energetic, they're fun, loving. On the other side of the spectrum, you have the supportive communication style. These communicators are very steady, they're calm, and they're dependable. You also have the analytical communicators. These communicators are very, very precise, they are cautious, they are on target, they are task-oriented. And so during the project, I got confused. Like, where do I belong in this spectrum of different communicators? I found out that at different times, I can relate with the different communication styles. But the communication style that really is my style is the initiating communication style, where you're very sociable, you're energetic, and you are fun, loving. On that day, when I was having my conversation with Joy, the ideal thing for me to do would have been Hey Joy, do you know what happened to me yesterday? And then she would say, yes, tell me what happened. You see, I was walking down the road. It was a very dark road. And as I kept walking, someone was walking behind me, I thought. But when I looked back, it was a cute little dog. I went on and on and on and got her very frustrated, but I was using my own communication style. As a result of my communication style, there was a disconnect in the way we communicated. Now, to be effective communicators, we must all ensure that we adapt to each other's communication styles rather than expecting the other party to cater according to ours. So suppose I'm going to talk to my manager who is an Arsenal lover. I can't go to him with all the Manchester United loving tales. What he'll do probably is give me a glare and possibly remove some points from my promotion ranking. If I'm going to my manager who has an analytical communication style, I need to be very precise. My arguments need to be accurate, supported with logic. That's his style. I don't have to go with my style. We should all ensure that when we are communicating with people, with each other, everyone has a different communication style and we should work together. Remember, you ensure that you are trying to communicate in the language that the other person speaks in terms of communication. So the question is, what football club do you support? What football club do you belong to? And how will this affect your communication style? I'm looking forward to the next session with my friends where we'll catch up in the presence of other football lovers. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Ola, for that lovely speech. My football team is CNT, and I, perhaps, coaching, democratic, and innovative.